Things that make you go, hmm. February 1995, Bellevue, Washington. If a 10-year-old boy were to somehow manage to get his 40-year-old babysitter drunk, and while under the influence, she forced him to have sex with her, who's guilty of rape? By the logic Mary Koss used in her Ms. Magazine-sponsored study of college campus rape, the 10-year-old boy would be guilty of raping his babysitter. Yet, when the Seattle Times recently reported that a few years ago I asked a gender-reversed equivalent of the same question, a local leader of Now called to say, quote, "I condone chopping off your fucking dick," close quote. When men sing, "I'm down on bended knee, crying for forgiveness," it's romantic. When men write, "I've had enough with feminist cow droppings," it's whining. Bigotry is all mouth and no ears. Why is it that when feminists say challenge authority and existing paradigms, it turns into impose our own authority and occupy existing paradigms? The men feminists hate most are innocent men of principle who have nothing to be ashamed of. According to a PBS program on battered women sponsored by the National Council of Jewish Women, under the law, a woman can accuse a man of being a batterer, force him out of the house, and require him to pay maintenance. In essence, alimony without divorce. How convenient for women who just want to be liberated. New Rage women complain that the word history, or his story, is a sexist ploy of male scholars to maintain patriarchal power over women. And in response, they've coined the term her story. By that reasoning, it should be obvious that Hercules was so named to act as a subliminal message that even the strongest men are subject to her will. In response, therefore, should we rewrite all appropriate mythology using the name Hiscules? Diversity is just another euphemism for following the herd. One common difference between male and female managers is most female managers dress their subordinates down without also building them back up. Feminists grumble. Oh, by the way, of course, that was 1995. These days, they don't even dress anybody down. What they do is when somebody screws up, they address the whole team, the whole crew, the whole building, and say, now here's the right way to do it. No, don't hold anybody individually responsible. Politically correctness, run amok! Feminists grumble because there are very few women in most boardrooms. Well, there aren't very many men there either. In the wake of publication of her nude pictures in Penthouse, the question we need to ask about Paula Jones is she a typical woman? A while back, a journalist in Canada asked me if, now that women are averaging higher pay in Canada than men, is it time for feminists to close up shop and go home? No way. Feminists have made such a mess of things they should spend the next 30 years deprogramming all of their feminatics. Years ago, there was a big stink in Seattle over how people from California were moving in and bidding up the price of real estate. Sex is a lot like that. The more money women can get from other sources, like sugar daddies, jobs provided through affirmative action and diversity programs, the more money and perquisites men have to bid to get a relationship. So tell me again why men obsess about money and status? When someone raises the issue of female domestic violence, feminists often retort that this is not a significant problem because women inflict less injury than men, that size and strength matter. Does that mean that any man under 125 pounds and 5'5" should be exempt? Yeah, right. On the January 3rd, 1995 episode of Tom Leykis, the discussion had to do with a schoolgirl who was harassed to the point that her parents put her into a private school. One feminist caller complained that boys today have adopted a rape mentality far beyond anything experienced in the 1950s or 1960s. Let's see now. In The Beauty Myth, Naomi Wolf claimed that women are driven by unrealistically positive female stereotypes to self-destructive behaviors. Could the flip side of this be that boys today are simply responding to more than 25 years of feminism's unrealistically negative male stereotypes? That's all for now. Check out the other videos, subscribe to the channel. For the Backlash at Backlash.com, my name is Rod Van Mecklin.